Looking for a laptop with $1,000? You've got great choices. Premium options like the Apple MacBook Air or versatile 2-in-1 are within reach. If you're into gaming, there are powerful laptops with strong CPUs and GPUs in this budget. While some laptops may cost more, gaming laptops can be a smart alternative. Your options are wide, find the one that fits your needs. Best laptop under $1,000. First, Apple MacBook Air 13 M1 2020. The Apple MacBook Air 13 M1 2020 is powered by Apple's M1 system on chip, making it a compact and portable laptop. Its efficient design allows for easy portability, and the battery life easily sustains an 8-hour workday. The laptop features a reliable keyboard, an exceptional touchpad, and a high-quality webcam for seamless video calls. With a fanless design, it remains cool and silent even under heavy use. While capable of handling both light and some heavy workloads, it may experience thermal throttling, and its integrated GPU may struggle with graphics-intensive tasks. The limitation of 2 USB-C ports may require the use of adapters. School. The Apple MacBook Air is great for students. Gaming. The Apple MacBook Air is mediocre for gaming. Multimedia. The Apple MacBook Air is good for media consumption. Workstation. The Apple MacBook Air is decent for use as a workstation. Business. The Apple MacBook Air is good for business use. Specifications. CPU. M1 SoC, for performance cores, for efficiency cores. GPU. M1 7 GPU cores. M1 8 GPU cores. Memory. 8GB LPDDR4X 4266 MHz unified memory. 16GB LPDDR4X 4266 MHz unified memory. Storage. 256GB SSD. 512GB SSD, 8-core GPU model starts with 512GB. 1TB SSD. 2TB SSD. Color. Space gray. Silver. Gold. Count Asus Zenbook 14 Flip OLED 2023. The Asus Zenbook 14 Flip OLED is a high-end Windows 2-in-1 convertible laptop. It replaces the Asus Zenbook 14 Flip OLED, model UP5401, from 2022. This new UP3404 model is available with Intel 13th Gen CPUs, up to 16GB of RAM, and up to 1TB of storage. It has a 2.8K 90Hz OLED display, a 1080p webcam, a facial recognition IR camera, and Wi-Fi 6E. The display supports pen input, and a stylus is included in the box. Like its predecessor, the touchpad has an integrated virtual numpad and a shortcut to launch Windows Calculator. App.it stands out for its outstanding build, nice OLED display, and wide range of features. Its battery lasts around 8 hours of light use, which is enough to get through the day, but unremarkable, as many laptops on the market last much longer. School. The Asus Zenbook 14 OLED is great for school use. Gaming. The Asus Zenbook 14 OLED is mediocre for gaming. Multimedia. The Asus Zenbook 14 OLED is great for media consumption. Workstation. The Asus Zenbook 14 OLED is good for use as a workstation. Business. The Asus Zenbook 14 OLED is great for business use. Screen. 14-inch OLED 2880 by 1890 Hz touchscreen. CPU. Intel Core i5-1340p, 12-core/16 threads, up to 4.6 GHz, 12 MB cache. Intel Core i7-1360p, 12-core/16 threads, up to 5.0 GHz, 18 MB cache. GPU. Intel Iris Xe, integrated. Memory. 8GB LPDDR5 4800 MHz, 16GB LPDDR5 4800 MHz, storage. 512GB M.2 PCIe Gen 4 x4 NVMe SSD. 1TB M.2 PCIe Gen 4 x4 NVMe SSD. Color: Foggy Silver. Ponder Blue. 3rd Acer Chromebook Spin 714, 2022. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714, 2022, is a 2-in-1 convertible Chromebook. It replaces the Acer Chromebook Spin 713 from 2021. The Spin 714 has several changes over its predecessor. It has a 16:10 display instead of 3:2, and its webcam gets upgraded from 720p to 1080p. It's available with a FHD 1920 by 1200 or QHD 2560 by 1600 IPS screen and various Intel 12th Gen CPUs, ranging from a Core i3-1215U to a Core i7-1260P. It supports pen input and comes with a USI, Universal Stylus Initiative, stylus that you can dock into its slot for transport or charging. School. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714 is great for school. Gaming. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714 is bad for gaming. Multimedia. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714 is great for media consumption. Workstation. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714 isn't suitable for use as a mobile workstation. Business. The Acer Chromebook Spin 714 is good for business use. Specifications. Screen: 14-inch IPS 1920 by 1260 Hz touchscreen. 14-inch IPS 2560 by 1660 Hz touchscreen. CPU: Intel Core i3-1215U, 6-core/8 threads, up to 4.4 GHz, 10 MB cache. Intel Core i5-1235U, 10-core/12 threads, up to 4.4 GHz, 12 MB cache. Intel Core i7-1265U, 10-core/12 threads, up to 4.8 GHz, 12 MB cache. Intel Core i7-1260P, 12-core/16 threads, up to 4.7 GHz, 18 MB cache. GPU: Intel UHD Graphics, Integrated, Core i3. Intel Iris A, Integrated, Core i5 and i7. Memory: 8GB LPDDR4X 2400 MHz, 16GB LPDDR4X 2400 MHz, storage. 256GB M.2 2280 PCIe Gen 3 x4 NVMe SSD. 512GB M.2 2280 PCIe Gen 4 x4 NVMe SSD. Color: Steel Gray. Slate Blue. 4th Asus TUF-F15, 2022. The Asus TUF-F15, 2022, is a 15.6-inch budget gaming laptop. It's available with an Intel Core i5-12450H or Core i7-12650H CPU and various NVIDIA RTX 30 series GPUs, from an RTX 3050 to an RTX 3070. You can configure it with up to 16 GB of memory and 1 TB of storage. Display options include an FHD 1920 by 1080, 144 Hz, an FHD 300 Hz, and a QHD 2560 by 1440, 165 Hz panel. It has a full-size keyboard with a numpad on the right, Wi-Fi 6, and a 76 mAh battery. School. The Asus TUF-F15 is decent for school use. Gaming. The Asus TUF-F15 is good for gaming. Multimedia. The Asus TUF-F15 is okay for media consumption. Workstation. The Asus TUF-F15 is excellent for use as a workstation. Business. The Asus TUF-F15 is good for business use. Specifications. Screen: 15.6-inch IPS 1920 by 1080 144 Hz, 15.6 IPS 1920 by 1080 300 Hz, 100% sRGB. 15.6-inch IPS 2560 by 1440 165 Hz, 100% DCI P3. CPU. Intel Core i5-12450H, 8 cores/12 threads, up to 4.4 GHz, 12 MB cache. Intel Core i7-12650H, 10 cores/16 threads, up to 4.7 GHz, 24 MB cache. GPU. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 Laptop 4GB GDDR6, discrete, 75W TGP with dynamic boost. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3050 Ti Laptop 4GB GDDR6, discrete, 75W TGP with dynamic boost. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060 Laptop 6GB GDDR6, discrete, 105W TGP with dynamic boost. NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3070 Laptop 8GB GDDR6, discrete, 105W TGP with dynamic boost. Memory. 8GB DDR5 4800 MHz, single channel. 16GB DDR5 4800 MHz, single channel. Storage. 512GB M.2 PCIe Gen 3 NVMe SSD. 1TB M.2 PCIe Gen 3 NVMe SSD. Color. Off black. 5th Microsoft Surface Pro 8, 2021. The Microsoft Surface Pro 8, 2021, is a Windows tablet PC featuring a built-in kickstand and detachable keyboard, succeeding the Surface Pro 7 from 2019. The Surface Pro 8 introduces a redesigned look with a larger 13-inch display, up from 12.3 inches, thinner bezels, and rounded edges, aligning its design with the Surface Pro X. Noteworthy features include a dynamic refresh rate display, allowing the refresh rate to adapt for improved responsiveness or extended battery life. Equipped with Intel 11th General CPUs, integrated graphics, up to 32 GB of memory, and 1 TB of storage, it offers robust performance. The device includes two USB-C/Thunderbolt 4 ports, a 1080p webcam, and an IR camera supporting Windows Hello facial recognition. School. The Microsoft Surface Pro 8 is a good laptop for school use. Gaming. The Microsoft Surface Pro 8 is only alright for gaming. Multimedia. The Microsoft Surface Pro 8 is very good for multimedia playback. Workstation. The Microsoft Surface Pro 8 is decent as a workstation. Business. The Microsoft Surface Pro 8 is decent for business use. Specifications. Screen. 13-inch IPS 2880 by 1920 120 Hz, touchscreen. CPU. Intel Core i5-1135G7, 4 cores/8 threads, up to 4.2 GHz. Intel Core i7-1185G7, 4 cores/8 threads, up to 4.8 GHz. GPU. Intel Iris Xe Graphics G7, integrated, i5-1135G7, 80 EU. Intel Iris Xe Graphics G7, integrated, i7-1185G7, 96 EU. RAM. 8GB LPDDR4X 4267 MHz, i5 only. 16GB LPDDR4X 4267 MHz, 32GB LPDDR4X 4267 MHz, i7 with 1TB SSD only. Storage. 128GB M.2 2230 PCIe NVMe SSD, i5 only. 256GB M.2 2230 PCIe NVMe SSD. 512GB M.2 2230 PCIe NVMe SSD. 1TB M.2 2230 PCIe NVMe SSD, i7 only. Color. Platinum. Graphite, unavailable with an i5/128GB or i7/1 TB. Thanks for tuning in. If you're interested in any of the products mentioned in this video, you'll find direct links in the description below. Feel free to explore, and happy shopping! Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content.